I was looking at your LinkedIn the other day. You had a wonderful post about innovation.
Yes.
Why don't you share with our listeners who weren't able to see that post? It really grabbed my attention because I think so many times people don't necessarily look at it that way in this industry. So could you please share that with us?
Yeah, I think to start, and we talked about this before, which is just innovation right now in our industry has been lacking. And I think that was really what I really wanted to point out. Myself, as being in this industry for as long as I have, I can really look at how the job has changed for a lender or a loan officer, the transaction. And the reality is it really hasn't. In the 90s, we had automated pricing. We had point of sale solutions. We didn't call them that. We just called them an online application. But people could go online and self-service, get their disclosures, do the transaction without ever talking to somebody. And I looked at MortgageBot, which was the first commercially available point of sale solution. It was built in 97. So if it really puts you in perspective, nothing's changed. We do now sign most disclosures electronically.
Okay, you're very clear to say most not all.
Right. Yeah, not all. So there are some transactions I think conventional loans you can get all of them done, but most transactions you still need a wet signature somewhere. I don't have paper files on desk anymore. No more brads or put 2 hole punchers and stacking files. That's gone. But we just do the same thing. Now we just look at a computer screen to do the same thing. There really hasn't been a lot of innovation, and I think it's people have asked why, or why has there not been a lot of innovation? I think it makes a lot of sense if you look at our industry. We were innovative. The mortgage industry early on, and online market and technology was extremely innovative, but then the market crashed.
Yep.
And who had the money to innovate in 2008?
It was all about survival.
That's right. And who wanted to come into the space and build technology for the mortgage industry?
Wasn't much money there.
No money there. That's right. And no one wanted, so it wasn't new or sexy or cool, so people left the mortgage industry alone. And then, after we realized 2010, 11, 12, and HARP and all these things came around, we realized mortgage companies were making a lot of money. Technology companies looked at, well, what do we do now? And they were faced with regulation. So it wasn't about innovating. It was, well, what do we do with these systems that were built in the 90s? How do we change them now to do Dodd-Frank and track disclosures and do guaranteed settlement fees? And so we didn't have innovation for years. Now we are starting to have people who want to come in here and innovate. But that is what we have to look at as a mortgage industry. We have to radically look at how we handle transactions now and do things differently.